Welcome to Rogers O'Brien's safety orientation video. We pride ourselves in going the extra mile to make sure all safety expectations are not only crystal clear to you, but are also honored by you. That's because safety is a value we believe in. The tragic truth is that every year, thousands of hard-working employees on construction sites all over the world are hurt, harmed, and some have sadly even lost their lives. To Rogers O'Brien, these statistics are not acceptable. We have high expectations as we expect each employee to know and follow our important guidelines. Our safety program's foundation is knowing that you take our core value as seriously as we do. Safety starts with me. By working together, we can build a long-standing record of our precautions intentionally designed to keep you safe as well as your co-workers. In these next few minutes, we'll dig deep into the details of our high expectations put in place to keep every one of our cherished employees safe and sound at work. Statistics sadly reveal that falls are one of the leading causes of death in our industry, and they happen way too often. That's why Rogers O'Brien Construction Company is leading the way with our own fall protection policy that requires any employee exposed working at a height of 6 feet or more to have fall protection. Carefully chosen protection devices must be selected and inspected by the user before use. Remember, this PPE is designed to save your life. Please inspect it. In fact, we take it a step further as a required rescue plan must always be in place for any and all work requiring fall protection. Annually, there are thousands of construction workers who are needlessly injured because of one simple factor that's often ignored: PPE, personal protective equipment. That's why we require anyone and everyone who steps foot on any of our many Rogers O'Brien job sites to not just wear PPE, but to wear the correct PPE. I want to show you our approved attire, designed to keep you alive and well. Let me start at the top with our most important piece of gear that protects every worker's most vulnerable and important body part: your head. Our standard hard hat is made of a hard material, much like a football player's helmet, designed to absorb a shock from a powerful blow raining down on your head from above. The hard hat is a required bodyguard for the purpose of preventing any injuries from all falling objects. Protecting every employee from injury is a top priority with us. That's why our vision to protect your vision requires everyone to wear these all-important safety glasses. Our eyes can be vulnerable to flying objects, big or small, and these safety glasses have saved many construction workers from serious injuries to their all-important vision. Our next piece of attire that's required is our high-visibility vest. With so many construction workers hard at work doing various tasks, it's important to be able to see anyone who just might be outside your sight line. This brightly colored vest helps ensure that you can be easily seen by alerting all coworkers all around you. When others can easily pinpoint your location, it curbs injuries that can be easily avoided. You've got to hand it to Rogers O'Brien when it comes to protecting your hands. That's because we know that construction workers use their hands more than any other body part in order to accomplish their various tasks. That's why we've taken important safeguard steps, actively handling material with approved gloves. All gloves must meet the minimum requirement of being cut level 3 or equivalent for your task gloves. You can't go wrong when you slip these on. These gloves promise to provide maximum protection. Job sites are notorious for all kinds of objects lying on the ground capable of causing serious accidents to workers' feet. Foot injuries happen way too often, from nails sticking up out of boards to twisted ankles. All trauma-related injuries to our feet can be easily avoided by wearing proper leather work boots. The correct boot is designed for your protection, but also safeguards workers' ankles from injuries as well. Our employees can work with confidence, knowing their feet are safe from any potential casualties, thanks to the proper leather work boot. All of our required attire is designed and intended to prevent injuries that workers come face to face with every day on a number of job sites. Not only does this approved equipment provide protection, but they also have been known to do the most important thing they were designed to do, and that's save lives. Remember, PPE is required 100% of the time when on an RO job site. Here at Rogers O'Brien Construction, we have high standards on how everything looks, especially when it comes to maintaining a clean, safe working environment. That's because we believe that the overall appearance of our workplace is a direct reflection on our product, our procedures, our professionalism, and of course, the protection of our people. That's why good housekeeping is a paramount priority here. We know that a clean job site is a safe job site, as spotless surroundings offer a dual advantage for everyone. Good housekeeping reduces accidents and brings added layers to the efficiency of all of our job operations. Ladders come in all shapes and sizes and are used for different purposes. That's why choosing the perfect ladder for the task at hand is important. Manufacturers' recommendations must be followed and manufacturers' labels must be legible. When using extension ladders, we require a 4-to-1 pitch when set up and must extend a minimum of at least 3 feet above the point of support to gain access to a higher level. And finally, when climbing up and down a ladder, there must always be 3 points of contact. Following each of these guidelines will assure that safety always wins in the end. We expect that you will inspect your ladder prior to every use. An important apparatus used at all construction sites is the scaffold. These temporary elevated work platforms provide great support for getting specific jobs done. We have some important rules to follow to keep everyone safe and secure, so check this out. First, all scaffolding should be built, moved, taken down, and altered under the watchful eye of a competent person who's very familiar with the particular scaffold being used. They must be constantly maintained, and all working scaffolds must be carefully inspected in advance. Those that pass the test must have a green tag displayed on them. Any scaffold which is incomplete or not in use must have a red tag in plain sight as well. Guardrails must be in place at 6 feet on all scaffolding unless a lower height guardrail is recommended by that particular scaffold's manufacturer. The altering of components in the field is not allowed unless the supervision of a competent person says so. Scaffold frames as well as their components, which are manufactured by different companies, may not be intermixed. The only exception is if the component parts readily fit together and if the integrity of the scaffold is maintained. One final standard that must be followed is that all employees must use approved access methods without exception. And power tools play an important role in bringing to fruition certain assigned tasks. That's why we emphasize specific guidelines to be followed in order to ensure workers' safety. For example, electric power operated tools should always be carefully kept in a safe place, and they all need to be handled in one of 2 approved categories. the required double insulated type, or 2, be grounded through the use of a 3-wire system. A daily inspection of all tools and all electrical cords is required, and any damaged electrical cords should be replaced immediately. Play it safe, and don't use them if you detect any sort of fault whatsoever. By the way, all tools designed to accommodate guards will be equipped with such guards, and all tools need to be used with correct manufacturer recommended shields or attachments. Removing a manufacturer's guard is an important safeguard that we don't allow. That's because removing a guard has the potential of possibly resulting in serious injury. All job sites have certain areas that are potentially dangerous that every worker needs to be aware of. Excavation is one of these areas. Entering an excavation that does not have the proper support systems in place is dangerous and can even lead to death. Never work in an excavation or any situation 5 feet or more below ground surface unless support measures are in place or excavation has been properly laid back. Never use a shortcut regardless of how quick or easy it may seem, because the risk involved is not worth being injured. Before entering an excavation area or unsupported ground, always consult your competent person who can brief you in advance of any potential hazards that could possibly put you in harm's way. Before operating any vehicle or any type of mobile equipment of any kind, operators must be thoroughly trained in advance. All equipment must be carefully maintained according to the manufacturer's intended guidelines, including seatbelts and backup alarms. Texting or talking on your phone while driving a construction vehicle is a foolish and dangerous thing to do. Don't ever use your cell phone or any handheld device for that matter when you're operating a moving vehicle or any mobile equipment. If you have to take a call or need to text someone, stop and find a safe place to park. Then and only then may you use your phone. A major key in preventing injuries is being cautious to observe every single detail all around you whenever walking through a job site. For example, never walk through a barricade without permission from the barricade owner, because breaking that simple rule can lead to a serious injury. People think that walking under a ladder brings bad luck, but working beneath a suspended load can result in a much worse outcome. Just like in your car, heavy equipment has blind spots, so make it an ongoing practice to always make eye contact with any operator before you move closer to any piece of equipment. Advanced planning is an essential principle to guarantee safety in our company. Before any shift or planned task, you and your coworkers must sit down and review a pre-task plan together. Use judgment to visualize and think about steps to control these risks. Pre-planning done well will help ensure you and your coworkers have a safe place to work. I'm sure this goes without saying, but we do not tolerate or permit any drugs or alcohol of any kind because they have no place according to our policy of professionalism. And one last thing. In case of an emergency, notify your supervisor as quickly as you can. Reporting an incident, an accident, or a near miss keeps us all accountable to one another as a team, and it helps prevent future injuries as well. I'm sure you can tell after watching this video that your well-being is so very important to us. We pride ourselves in your protection to hopefully earn your trust. That's why all of our employees not only say, but also believe in our core value that says, safety starts with me. When you come to work, we want you to think of Rogers O'Brien as your home away from home. We want you to know that you matter to us, and even more importantly, you matter to those waiting for you at home. Rogers O'Brien Construction is much more than just a name, because we want you to go home the same way that you came.